First and foremost, I want to thank you very much for buying my gig, and I hope you get as much benefit from this method of social promotion as I do on a daily basis for myself and my clients. And I cannot tell you how many campaigns I've run and actually just dominated because of the flexibility and leverage that having this amount of promotional power gives you. I'm not going to big it up, I'm just going to show you how to do it and show you how to get started and stuck in. Once it's all set up, it pretty much runs itself. I'm going to give you a couple of tips that you won't find really in many places to streamline everything and make sure that your computer doesn't suffer from having Firefox running for long periods of time, if that is in fact what you're doing. It's up to you how many promotional points that you build, and it's up to you how many you want to use. So don't go crazy, don't just build points for the sake of it. Build the points for the promotions that you need. Say if you've only got 5 campaigns running, you're not going to need more than 1,000 points a week usually, unless they are really big, heavy-duty campaigns. Now, when you sign up, when you order the gig, you're going to get this message from me, or a very similar one. These links will be slightly different because I haven't actually uploaded them yet, as I have just finished putting the pack together. It's now August 2014. I'll be updating this pack as and when the social websites change or the scripts need to be updated. So if you find that a few of the scripts aren't working, then check that there hasn't been an update on the server, and by downloading this again, I'll leave the URL the same. The video training will always be available. I'll also put it on YouTube and include a link here, which is privately visible to you and you alone. Overall, everything is going to be really straightforward and simple, and I would suggest set aside an hour of your day when you've got an hour where you can just sit on your own in peace and get on with it. Once you've spent an hour with this training video and the instructional guides, you'll know it inside out. It took me maybe 4 hours to learn it originally and learn how to code the scripts myself, because I have a lot of coding experience in the past. So let's get started. Right, so this is your gig delivery. First things first, get both the packages downloaded. So download your gig and download the video. If you're watching this video, you've already downloaded it, or maybe you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, get your gig downloaded, and once you've got the archive, the .zip archive downloaded, you're going to need to extract the files. If you don't already have an archive extractor available, I highly recommend WinRAR, which is free. You can buy it if you like to support the company, but it's free for permanent usage. It just pops up with a message saying, please buy our software once in a while. You can also use WinZip, or you could use 7-zip. It's completely up to you. So if you're using WinRAR, go to rarlab.com and then click on downloads on the left, and then get the version which is relevant to your computer. If you've no idea, just get the 32-bit version here at the top, or if you've got a 64-bit computer, get the 64-bit version here. Okay, so I'm just going to close that as I've already got it. Right, so you're going to need Firefox. When you've downloaded your gig and you've extracted the files, you'll have a nice little folder that looks almost exactly like this. There's 2 packages, as what I've done is I've created a basic pack, which is the $5 gig, and for $10 you can get all these extra scripts. So in total there's 13 working scripts just now, and the way I've structured it is the basic scripts will have 5 that work, and the mega pack, if you like, the full package of all the working scripts that I currently have, will have at least 10 in it. At the moment it has 13, and of course there's lots more. It just depends on what you need them for, and overall the scripts are a means to an end. At the end of the day, these scripts are not going to promote your videos. These scripts are going to develop points and build points for you on a website called addmefast.com. I'm not sure if you've seen the website before, so if you haven't, get yourself across to addmefast.com and get signed up. It's free to open an account. With addmefast, what they want you to do is buy points. So let's have a quick look at buy points. When you pop in there, you'll see that to buy 1,500 points costs you €7.48. I'm currently in Europe, so it's showing in Europe in euros. If you bought my full gig with the extras, it would have cost you $15. That is about €1 more, so this is about $16.50 to get 1,500 points. Now you can see in the top I've got 1,114 points here. This account has been open for an hour and a half, and I've run my scripts for approximately 25 to 35 minutes collectively, and that's nearly the gig paid for itself already if you were to buy the points from addmefast. So I'm sure you can see the power in this. So stick with me and let's get on with it. Right, so first things first, I want you to install Firefox. Once you get into the folder that you've extracted, you will see we have README first, how to get promoting fast. So let's pop in there. Quick start guide, and as I've said at the little introduction, it may seem technical, but this is really simple. Just follow the numbered steps and you'll be done in no time. So fire across to here, this URL, and download Firefox. Once you've installed Firefox, which is nice and simple, I want you to install a plugin called iMacros for Firefox. But we don't want the latest version because it's a bit buggy and it's not very stable when it comes to just setting it and forgetting it. So this is the direct link to the iMacros version that we want. I've uninstalled everything and put my Firefox back to square one, so this is what it will look like if you're starting afresh with a brand new installation, apart from these add-ons which I have installed already. So click on this menu here at the side and then go to add-ons. This is how you access the installed add-ons. Now you can follow the link directly in the text file, which we'll do now. Oh, hang on, that's going to open in Chrome because I've set Chrome to my default browser now, while addmefast is using Firefox. I also recommend that you do the same. If you don't like Google Chrome, there's plenty of other browsers out there, Opera, Flock. I don't actually have any great recommendations because I just use Chrome, Google Chrome myself. When you go to the link for addmefast, for iMacros that I've included in the text file, you'll be taken straight to version 8.3.0, which is the last stable version released for our purposes. It's perfectly fine. There's no problems whatsoever in using this and no security issues. So once you hover over 8.3.0, you'll see Add to Firefox. So click on that and get it installed. Then it'll pop up and say, would you allow this software to be installed? So click allow. Then you'll get another pop-up, install now. And then we have to restart Firefox. So click restart. Now we've got iMacros installed. Next thing we have to do is just close the pop-up window and go back to the main start page of Firefox. Now back in here to the menu and then click add-ons. What we want to do now is stop iMacros from auto-updating. So find that iMacros in the list. I'm sure your list will be shorter if you've just installed Firefox from fresh. Click options. Oh, sorry, don't click options. Double click iMacros for Firefox 8.3.0. Make sure it is 8.3.0. If it's not, you're going to have a little bit of trouble, and I can't really help there because the scripts work perfectly as of August 2014. And as I say, if anything stops working, please just send me a direct message on Fiverr and let me know. Generally, they will work perfectly fine. The only reason anything will ever stop working is addmefast's server has an issue, or say for instance Facebook changes their layout, Twitter changes their layout, then the script has to be rewritten a little bit, and then in those instances I will send them back out. But if just one script stops working and there isn't a workaround immediately, then I'll either replace it with another script that works perfectly, or um, or you can just message me and I'll do my best to help. Right, so when you go into the iMacros for Firefox add-ons extensions area, I want you to scroll to the bottom and you'll see automatic updates. We want to turn this off. The reason being, because when you close Firefox and open it again, it will try and update everything. So we've set that to off. Now, perfect, that's done. Click on close. Back to square one again. Now, let's just pop back to the text file that you may be following along. So now we want to extract the social promotion scripts from the .zip archive where you found this guide. So you've already extracted it because I've already said to, and you are watching this video, so I presume you've already downloaded them. Once you've extracted the scripts, you'll find a folder called the scripts. I'm going to copy the scripts 2, which is the mega pack, which I highly recommend because you get much more options. And as I say, there's 13 working scripts in there now. There could be anything up to 24. It's just all depends on the changes within Facebook, Twitter, in Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. So what we want to do is go to step 3. Now, you have to copy your iMacros into the folder where your Firefox iMacros are stored. So let's go into Windows Explorer. One second, I'll just open this up. So pop into my computer and then head into your local C drive and then into the users folder, and then whatever you've chosen your name to be for the account you're using on Windows, go into that, and then what you need to do is go into your documents and then into iMacros, which you'll find here, and then finally into macros. Now go back to the download and of the scripts and copy that folder and paste it in here into your iMacros macros folder. Now that's done. That's the macros all added to Firefox. Just make sure that they are contained within the folder. And one thing I wanted to mention is if you've bought the basic package and after playing around for a little while you've realized that you would like the full package, all I suggest you do is pop back onto Fiverr, send me a quick message, a private message saying I want to get the extras, so I have all of the scripts that you have available right now, and then buy the gig that you bought originally twice. So you just scroll down to the bottom of the gig, select quantity 2, and then click order. And because I've got your message, I'll know that all you want is the full gig with the extras. So now that we've confirmed that they are actually in the iMacros folder, let's close that and fire back to Firefox. So now once you're in Firefox, you're going to have, if it's already open, you're going to have to close it and then reopen it again to load the actual scripts into Firefox. So we'll close Firefox, open it again. Then once it's open, you'll see the little iMacros logo here, iOpus iMacros. Click it once, it'll open up, and then you'll see the folder. Mine is called the scripts too. Yours will probably just be called the scripts. Now click the little arrow next to it, and we'll see all of the scripts which are included. One way to tell if Firefox has somehow managed to auto-update iMacros is the width of this little box here. It's nice and narrow on the old version. On the new version it is the full width. So if you notice it's the full width and you're having problems with a script, then that is exactly why. Your best option is to just go back to square one, back to this message, this text file rather, and go to this link and reinstall 8.3.0. Right, so now we want to log into addmefast. So let's open a new tab and go to addmefast. Actually, we didn't need to open a new tab. So I'm already logged in. If you're not logged in, open an account and log in. then we're going to start off with Facebook page likes. So open a new tab, go to Facebook and make sure you're logged in. I'm logged in, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to close that again. And now what we want to do is set it to the number of times you want the script to run. The script itself runs a number of times anyway because it's on average around 1 to 5 runs in each loop of the script. So if that doesn't make sense, it will make sense in a moment. Ideally, if you're leaving it running all night, set it to 99999. So that's 100,000 times it will run. It's never going to do that in one night. However, you never know. We'll see. Now I'm going to click play loop. And you'll see the script has appeared on the side. If you look in the text files, the .iims, you will find it's just a list of code. Now we're opening up Facebook. It's going to click like. It just changed to liked. And now every time it does this, when it goes back to addmefast, make sure you have a look at your points at the top. That's 1137, so it's increasing fast. And if you remember at the start, I showed you that 1500 points on addmefast costs in the region of around about $16.50, $17, depending on the exchange rate. So we'll just sit and watch it for a moment, just to confirm that it's working. And you see that the little scroll bar here, as it's moving down, that's how many times this script is going to run in one cycle. It's set to run 100,000 cycles, almost. So these could be any people's pages, any people's at all. The whole reason we are using these scripts is not to promote our own videos, our own whatever, our own actual social media. We are developing our points on addmefast so that we can promote anything we like on any of the sites that addmefast supports, and they support everything really. I'd be very surprised if you find a social site that they don't support. Even if you use Sound, it's no problem whatsoever. If you're Russian and you use the Russian social site that's listed in the script, no problems whatsoever. You can promote on all the ways listed with the points that we're building. So now we're at 1227 points. As you can see, the points are going up absolutely rapid, really fast. What you'll find from watching the script for a little while, I suggest you sit and watch it for 10 minutes, not specifically one script, but play around and test some. So I'm going to stop this one because I don't want us to sit here all day. Every script has a different wait time in it, depending on the website that we are promoting on, so that it looks as natural as possible. Facebook isn't desperately fussy, so we can just blast through it and only wait 2 seconds. So I'm going to stop this now when we're back on addmefast, and what you'll see is 4 points have been added to your balance, and then here's the next one. So all the script is doing is clicking like. We'll do one manually. It'll pop up. It doesn't pop up when the script's running. And then we just have to click liked, and then we just close it. And addmefast will add those 4 points to our balance. Each promotion that you're doing is a bid from a real human being who wants their campaign or page, whatever, promoted. When you actually want to promote your own stuff, you just pop into Add Site page up here, the big green button, and choose what you want. There's tons of options, absolutely tons. I can't even think what more you could want. Google Circles, Google Post Share, Vine, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Ask.fm likes, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, StumbleUpon followers, website hits, you name it. You can do absolute tons. So as I've been saying all along, the scripts are a means to an end. All you want from the scripts is to build your points. Once you've got points, then perfect. So let's say we're giving the maximum really that you're going to give it is 10 points for one action, one social action. Most people will bid between, depending on which site you're using, they'll bid between 6 and 9 points. sites like MySpace, as you can see, we've got a script here for MySpace add friends. They generally seem to be quite low and be in the region of 1 point to 4 points for every action. So only really use those scripts if you're desperate, and for some reason the server's not allowing you to use the others, but I highly doubt you'll ever be in that situation unless every website changes its layout all at the same time, in which case then it may take me a week or two to get the scripts up to date, but I wouldn't even say that's a possibility in my experience. So now we know that the Facebook page likes is working perfectly. I'm just going to pop down here to Pinterest. So let's go on to Pinterest and do some add likes. So again, make sure your loop's set to 9,999. We'll click play loop. And then off we go to Pinterest. We were at 1,261 points a moment ago. We're on Pinterest. We've clicked follow all. And now we've got 1,265. 4 points have been added to your balance. So you can see what's going on the left hand side here, and there we go, just followed another person. That gave us another 8 points, perfect. So Pinterest is a great one because it's a fast site. There's plenty of people wanting to promote their Pinterest posts, pins, whatever you want to call them. 1,273. It's just going to 1,277. That'll just keep firing up. To keep things looking natural, it's waiting 5 seconds between clicking do the next one. 1,282. I'll just let this run 2 more times and then we'll move on to another one, as I do not want to keep you. I just want to show you a couple more things. Now remember, every time you start to use a different social site, so say if we wanted to use MySpace next, as I said before, MySpace has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, point values per action. So we'll just let this go over 1,300 points just to show you how quickly it can go up. The fastest one is almost certainly Facebook. However, Facebook, being the most popular, tends to break down once in a while. And also addmefast has issues with their server on occasion. It's been very rare. However, earlier on tonight, for instance, I'm just going to click stop here. Earlier on tonight, for instance, I went on to addmefast and was trying to do Facebook page likes. I did 12 different page likes, and then it completely stopped. It just kept saying, sorry, there are no more. And that's because the system didn't have any more page likes to distribute to me because they were doing maintenance. Now, occasionally you will see, oops, something went wrong. You are closing the pop-up too fast. That isn't actually factual. What happened is I clicked stop before it completed the action. If I'd have clicked follow and then closed, it would have completed the action. However, because I didn't, it says something went wrong. On occasion, you will see this anyway when everything has gone perfect. That's just the quirkiness of the system. At the end of the day, we've got 1,300 points from very little work. I would say potentially 45 minutes we're at now, at the very most. And we've nearly got the gig paid for already if you've bought the extras. If you only bought the $5 gig, you're well in profit already in promotional power. So let's move on to MySpace just out of interest. Remember, when you start a new script, so say for Pinterest, I had to log into Pinterest. On this occasion, I was already logged in. If we wanted to do Twitter, I would go open a new tab, go to Twitter, and then get logged in. If we wanted to do the Russian site Von Kontakte, I can't actually pronounce that for obvious reasons, I would open a new tab, go to the website first, and then log into my account, and then close that tab, come back to the addmefast page with the iMacros window open, and then click play loop. So next, let's do MySpace. I'll quickly open a new tab, go to myspace.com, make sure we're logged in. On this occasion, I am logged in, so I'm going to close MySpace. I'm going to click on the script and then play loop. We're at 1,303 points. At the moment, there is only one script working for Twitter, and that is retweets. When Twitter is a little bit more stable with their design, we should be able to get tweets, follows, and favorites added again. However, it's not important. As I keep saying, these scripts are a means to an end. You want points, and points is all you need. Then, with the points, you can promote anything you like. So there's our first MySpace. As you can see, it took a while to run because MySpace is very graphically driven and there's a lot to load there, which leads me on to the next thing. What you'll see is a second text file called recommended. We've done everything in the first one, everything's working perfectly. I've said that occasionally the scripts will be running perfectly, however, addmefast will not credit your points due to their system getting confused. Now we saw that a moment ago, and there's two options for that as I've listed here. Change to a different script, or just wait a little while. Simple. So that's the end of the readme first, how to get promoting fast, and as you see, we are promoting fast. What are we on now? We were at 1303 when it started, and now we're at 1310. So we're only getting 1 point for each promotion on MySpace, so I'm going to stop MySpace because it's not really value for our time. So I'm going to run one more. Let's do YouTube likes because that's a general favourite. I'm going to click play loop. Hopefully I'm already logged into YouTube. If not, all you have to do is open a new tab, log into YouTube, close the tab, and then go back. What you'll find with YouTube is music will start playing, generally. So you may want to mute your speakers, or just set YouTube to be stopped. So that something went wrong there because I clicked. So I can't touch anything. Either you want to mute Firefox on Windows, or just turn your speakers off if you're not using them. Okay, so 4 points added to our balance. And you saw there was an error there on the previous one because I interacted with it. Right, I'm going to stop this because there's a lot of music coming through. Okay, so we're at 1323. You can see that that's climbed a lot faster than just using YouTube. And oops, something went wrong again. Nothing went wrong, we just stopped the script and we closed the window without fulfilling what addmefast was expecting us to do. Next. Now there's one more little tweak that I like to do to Firefox at the moment because it works really well. So open up a new tab on Firefox. I've detailed this in another text file called recommended frequent questions. So the first part is to stop iMacros from auto-updating. We've already done that at the start, so perfect. I just wanted to write that in text and explain why we do it so that you could access it anytime you want and refer to it if you don't want to watch the video, because the video is going to be about 30-40 minutes long at this rate, because I want to be as complete as possible so you have absolutely everything. You've got the knowledge to do everything with addmefast on a user level and promote anything you like. So the suggested step, the first step is an important step. It has to be done to disable the auto-updating. We've done that. So this is just suggested, but I do recommend you do it at the moment if you want to save your computer's memory and save your internet connection and speed up addmefast on sites like MySpace where it loads really slow because of all the graphics. So open a new tab and then type in about:config and then hit enter. The first time you go in, it'll pop up with a warning and it'll say, are you sure? This will void your warranty. Firefox is free, it doesn't have a warranty. They're just having a joke around. And then once you're in here, you'll see the search box there. In the text file, step 3 is search for permissions default image. So we'll just copy that, paste it in there, and then you'll see it's bold highlighted. The value is set to 0. Now double click the value and it'll pop up. We want to change this to 2. In short, 2 means do not load images. So let's go back to addmefast and then reload this page and see how much it changes. Now you see there are no images loaded, so the site will load as fast as humanly possible, as fast as your internet connection will allow. Close about config for the meantime. If you use Firefox for your main browser, you're going to want the images on when you're not using addmefast and iMacros script. So in between, you can just turn it on and off when you're not using the script. I've included the full step-by-step instructions. So we just did step 3, we did step 4, we double clicked it. Step 5, change it to 2, that stops any images from loading. When you want the images back on again, repeat the steps above and change the value to 0. So we'll leave it off just now, and I'll quickly show you how much faster sites like MySpace are. So we'll just click on MySpace again and then play loop. Now off we go. Every script has a little bit of an intro, as you can see at the top. It's just setting the variables and setting the scene as to how it's going to behave. We're waiting 3 seconds just now, then it closed the tab. We got 1 point for that, perfect. And then we waited 4 seconds before it started another one, which is just mirroring what a human would generally do. Now we're waiting 3 seconds, and then we're back, it's closed. We got another point. I'm going to stop this now, which is going to fail this. Okay, so now you can see it's going pretty quick. So one more, we'll do Twitter retweets and then I will close things up. So we'll play the loop. We should already be signed into Twitter. Just make sure you've got an account signed up with everything. So see, we just did a retweet already. We just got 4 points for that. That was rapid. Because we're not loading the images, this one is suspended. That's nothing to do with us, that's just the account which has requested promotion. They've either requested too many points too fast, or see, it says, oops, there's an error. And then we've got another account that's suspended. So these guys have been reckless. Twitter are very sensitive when you're promoting your tweets. If you say, send me 10,000 tweets within an hour, that one was perfect. And we get 6 points 4 points credited for that. Oh, 6 points, sorry. The next one's suspended. So these guys are being reckless. They're requesting too many promotions in too short a space of time. Everything you do with social media and on the internet needs to look natural. Search engine optimization, you name it. This person, they're doing fine. We were able to promote their tweet. We got 7 points for that. So ideally we want to stick with the scripts that are producing the most points in the fastest possible pace. So we're getting value for the time investment that we're dedicating Firefox to. So I'm going to let it run 2 more actions. And that guy's been suspended too. There's a lot of Twitter suspensions I've been noticing recently. They're not happy with people using automated things on their website. Last one, this one's going to be 9 points if it works. Fingers crossed, because that's a good return on investment. Perfect. There we go, 9 points. So now we're at 1363 and we've come up from 1100 odd, which is in no time really. One thing I haven't mentioned and we haven't actually set up since installing iMacros is the speed at which it operates. It's probably set to fast just now. So in the iMacro script, click on the Edit tab and then go to Options. Then you'll get the options and you'll see Replay Speed. It's set to fast. I strongly recommend, in spite of us just running it on fast, because it was only for a short period of time, it's perfectly acceptable. I'm going to set it to medium. Personally, you can put it on slow if you just want to be cautious and you're in no rush to build your credits. As you've already seen, the points build absolutely rapid. There's no real point of having it on medium or fast. You may as well just use slow. But for now, I'm going to use medium. Now, one thing I want to go over really quickly before the end is Instagram. If you've got an Instagram account and you're using the Instagram promotion script, go back to play here, you'll find there is a warning. So let's just click play. We're not playing the loop. I'm just going to start it running. So it takes us to the page. Now, I'm going to stop that here. Now read the bit at the top here. If you've got images turned on, this page will look a lot nicer. So we're getting free points by following others' Instagram accounts, but note, there are some limits on this network on Instagram. For example, you can't follow more than 5 accounts in 1 minute. For that reason, I've been playing around with the scripts and the wait times on it, and presently, I'm just gonna, if you want to look at a script in more detail, you can right click it and then go to edit macro. I'll just resize that a little bit. Now, you'll see here, wait 15 seconds, wait 15 seconds, wait 15 seconds. The reason I've set this so high, it's usually between 3 and 7 seconds variable. The reason I've set it to 15, which I still don't believe is high enough, but for now I'm just going to run it at 15 seconds as it's been working for an hour so far. But I do believe if you ran this overnight, then they may start filtering out some of your actions that you're doing on Instagram because you're doing too many in a short space of time, and it just looks unnatural. So let's just close this and run it just so I can show you. Again, maximum loop set to 9999. Let's click on play loop. We're at 1363 points right now. Okay, off we go to Instagram. Someone's page, you'll see it just turns from follow to following, so the action has been carried out. Then we're waiting 15 seconds. I won't make you wait and watch this happen any longer than one action. Now we're back on there, back onto addmefast. You'll see the points went up 9 points. 9 points were added to your balance. Then we'll get 9 points for the next one too. Loads and loads and loads of people want Instagram follows and Instagram likes. Both of them are in the same boat though. I've got them both set to 15 seconds. So I'm going to play the loop on Instagram likes once, just to show you as well. We want everything to look as natural as possible, so just try and avoid going over the top. This is an account I set up tonight. I'm never going to use this for my personal thing, so I'm not going to censor it. You'll notice the image never loaded because we've got images blocked, meaning it hardly used any bandwidth to load this page because there's nothing to it. So when we go back to addmefast, hopefully that has credited our points. It's waiting 15 seconds. So we're going to have to wait. There we go, 3 points added to our balance. Oh no, yeah, this guy's called 10 points. I'll do one more quickly. So as I say, there's going to be 2 packs, which I've already said and you're probably fed up of hearing me say. The basic pack will have 4 or 5 working scripts in it, always. If there is less than 2 working scripts in there and you're not developing as many points as you would like, send me a message and I'll make sure they get fixed or they get replaced with something else. Right, that was 6 points there from the last one. The problem with Instagram, other than it being a great option, is these limits. It's not really worth our time to be doing this when we can be blasting through Facebook likes and building absolutely rapid. So that's us back now, 1385. So I'm just going to quickly pop back on to do Facebook shares just to show you this really quickly, and we'll do one loop. So that's all the initial part, setting the stage if you like, so that the script knows what to do. So this is somebody promoting custom writing service. We just shared it on our Facebook. It gave us 2 points. That's not very good. The next one's going to give us 6 points. Something to do with PSN. Okay, gave us 7 points. Oh, the 7 points for the next one. The last one was 6 points. So this will be the last one, and I'm going to stop it. So now we're at 1400 points. So we've gained just under 300 points in very little time, maybe 10 minutes of usage at very most, because I've just been rambling on the rest of the time. So this is my system for social domination. I'm sure you can see the scope of what you can accomplish with this. You can either provide it as a service, say you want to sell 500 Twitter retweets. All you need to do is click on add site page. Then the person, let's say the person's paid you $20 to do 500 retweets. So we go down here, and find Twitter retweets. We choose it. Which countries would you like to use? Let's select the countries and say we want the United States. You can type it in at the top, or you can have a look down the list. Just check the box, click off, type in the tweet ID. So Twitter tweet IDs only, so you just put the actual number in of the Twitter tweet. Tell them how many clicks you want, how many clicks you want a day, and the cost you're willing to pay per click, and that's the cost in points. Now we've got 1400 points just now. For Twitter, I would say 4 or 5 points is perfectly acceptable. And daily clicks, keep it low. Don't do too many. As we've seen, a lot of Twitter accounts get suspended because people go over the top and they're just like, yeah, give me 500 clicks a day. That's not the way to do it. With Twitter, build it slowly. Let me just quickly show you my Twitter account actually, just to show you the power of using this properly. This is the new one I just set up. This is one of my main Twitter accounts that I use for me personally. I don't post to it, but for anything personal, I just put the odd business thing on it. You'll see I've got, I'm following 15,000 people. Twitter's changed its layout since I last saw it. Right, I've just signed into my Twitter account. As you can see, the images are still disabled, so it looks weird. What I was saying there is Twitter has changed recently, and that is why most of the Twitter scripts do not work. Retweets work perfectly, really fast, and we saw that already. On this account, I've got 15.4 thousand followers. How many? 15,393 followers following me, and I'm following 15,700. There's no need for me to be following that many. I've just been playing around with it, and this account is massive. It's got a lot of people, and I've only got 33 tweets, and they are pretty responsive. They're purely to do with marketing, and it's quite interesting to see what people are posting all the time. Anyway, back to addmefast quickly. We're at 1400 points. This is how you add a campaign. So say for instance somebody's paid you $20 for 500 tweets. That's pretty cheap, but on Fiverr you'd be able to get that easy. Get it set up, click Save Changes, off it goes, it'll start doing it. All you need to do to maintain things is just keep your iMacros script running, maybe one day a week even. You could leave it running all week long and develop thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of points if you like. But again, keep it simple, don't go over the top. I'm sure addmefast, if you were using it all day long in an unnatural robotic way, they would probably notice eventually. I've never had any problems personally. My main account is in the tens of thousands of points, and because it's in the tens of thousands of points, I rarely run the iMacro script unless it gets under 5,000. So get it built and get your campaign started. Any questions, fire me them across. I don't believe there's anything else that I need to cover. Thanks very much for your time. Thank you for your order, and go and dominate the social marketing world.